Team building is one of the most important areas of management, but teams are formed both within themselves and by virtue of their leadership. Teams require leadership at all levels. Again, let's just look at the sporting metaphor. Everyone on a team, on a football field, say, is making independent decisions constantly. Do I go right? Do I go left? Do I block here? Do I step backwards? These are independent decisions, but every decision is related to every other decision within the team. So a team needs to have a common understanding of where they're going and why. The individuals within it need to have an understanding of the shared understanding and of their role within it, and what are the limits. How far do I go before I get in the way of a team member? But they need tolerance too, because in teamwork you need to step on people's toes. One of the great problems in teamwork is where people are so polite that they step back from others, and this leads to what's known as task underlap. There are gaps. But task overlap, where they come together, means that you are treading on people's toes. So you need to be very sensitive about that. But it's the handshake, it's that moral, it's that technical, it's that professional handshake between people where you're judging how to come together. Anybody who has a difficult neighbour will know that the most difficult part of managing the relationship is the fence between where the rubbish comes over or the noise comes over. Managing that interface is the critical part. So in leadership and teamwork, you've got relationships up, down, sideways. And you need to be able to think about all of those. You need to be able to think, what support does my team member need? How much support can I give? And you need to think about your team connecting with the next team. How does that work? And instead of seeing clients, for example, as people that you're there just to do business with, in fact, a client is an extended member of the team. They become a family. And where you see that and forge that client relationship as a team, that's when business comes alive. And what's the magic ingredient within all of that? It's called leadership. It's a delicate, difficult, challenging art form, but it is critical. And it needs to be at all levels across all parts. But people need to be able to do it in a way that exercises common sense, the most important and most difficult ingredient of all, but in a way that also exhibits humanity. When people make mistakes, we need to show forgiveness. It's very easy to criticise people, very easy. You know, aren't we all critics of some stage? But the most important person to criticise is yourself. Professionals like myself are far more critical of our failings than anybody else. So whenever somebody, say, criticises myself, I'm quite thankful, because it's generally modest compared with what I say about myself to myself in those quiet moments. But that's what teamwork's about. It's this self-reflection, this respect for other people, this stepping across the bounds, but not intruding, that judgment balance, and the leadership that's taking you somewhere forward in a way that has momentum and meaning, that's meaningful for you as an individual, but meaningful for everyone. That's teamwork.